Penn State takes on Maryland this weekend in a Big Ten East battle. I'm Thomas Frank Carr, getting you ready for the game with some key situations that can factor into the outcome of this weekend's contest. Make sure you like the video, help us get to 500 likes, and we'll get started. We'll start with the Penn State defense, which faces a quality quarterback in Taulia Tagovailoa on Saturday. A hallmark of the Maryland offense under head coach Mike Locksley is the usage of screenplays. For Penn State's aggressive attacking defense, will this give them pause when trying to get to the quarterback with heavy pressure? Head coach James Franklin doesn't think so.
And they do throw a ton of screens, and they're good at it. It's one of the better things that they do. So yeah, I think it could impact what you do and how you do it, but you could also say, okay, within our scheme that already exists with the things that we're calling, there's still somebody that's responsible for the tailback. There's still somebody that's responsible for the tight end. There's still a whole player who's a free player who's reading the quarterback and can make plays as well. So it's a combination of really both of those things.
Taulia Tagovailoa has thrown 57 screen passes in 2022. That's the most of any quarterback in the Big Ten. His 400 yards on screens is 132 yards more than the next closest quarterback. However, despite its attacking nature, the Penn State defense has only allowed roughly 100 yards on screens this year, making them one of the best in the conference in defending this pass. A wrinkle in the situation, though, is the status of veteran linebacker Curtis Jacobs. If he can't play on Saturday, that places more pressure on freshman Abdul Carter and veteran reserve players like Charlie Katshir. The good news is they just faced down the second most aggressive team with screens in Indiana last week and shut down that passing attack. Still, this matchup is good on good and will determine a large part of Maryland's offensive success on Saturday. In many ways, the game is all about Tagovailoa for the Penn State defense. His ability to extend plays and throw on the run is well known. Again, he leads the Big Ten in touchdowns under pressure and is second only to Sean Clifford in yardage with the defender chasing him. It's not enough to just pressure the Maryland quarterback. The Penn State defensive line needs to get him to the ground. For his part, Franklin is impressed with the development and maturity of Tagovailoa.
Yeah, obviously he's always been an athletic guy and a guy that can create and extend plays, can really make all the throws. His accuracy has gotten better. His touchdown to interception ratio has gotten better. I also think, from a system standpoint, they've done a really good job of putting him in position to be successful and also recruiting well around him. He's got a bunch of weapons around him. He's like a lot of quarterbacks. He just continues to get better with experience and, with the talent they've surrounded him with.
However, last week against Wisconsin, new starting center Colton Deary struggled snapping the football in the weather, causing issues for Tagovailoa to operate the offense. So is there something special to learning how to snap? And could you do that overnight? Penn State center Juice Scruggs doesn't think so.
I would say just you got to get used to it. Like, everybody's different. Everybody snaps different. There's not a way to snap. Like, there's no right way. It's just really just you getting comfortable with it and it becoming second nature, so you don't got to think about it.
So it sounds like that issue won't change in 1 week, and Deary wasn't much better after the snap either, allowing consistent pressure up the middle. That, combined with poor blocking from Maryland's running backs, which has been an issue all season, led to 5 sacks on Tagovailoa and a season low in offensive output. With more weather expected this weekend, Deary snapping could be a factor once again. Offensively, Penn State is likely to give freshman Drew Shelton his second career start with the status of left tackle Olufashanu in doubt. Scruggs feels confident in the freshman's ability.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. I've joked around with him and Venga. They're way ahead where I was as a freshman. And to be able to step in like that in a game where we needed him, and he played really well. As a true freshman, like you said, it's hard to do, and I expect big things from him as we go on.
Head coach James Franklin says that it hasn't been a mad dash to get Shelton ready over the last 2 weeks because he's been putting in the work all year long to prepare. Despite that, he's gotten extra attention from Fashanu.
Yeah, it's not like, the only difference is probably Olu. He's been taking reps there as a backup all year. And again, we would hope, and it looked like he has been preparing as if he was the starter. So really the only difference is Olu spending a little bit more time with him in practice as kind of like the left tackle coach.
While Franklin downplays the difference, during open media sessions for the last 2 weeks, Shelton has been in nearly constant communication with offensive line coach Phil Trautwein and veteran offensive linemen. With a week of film on the freshman, Maryland may have a more specific plan of attack concentrated on confusing the young player. The good news is, he'll get plenty of assistance to get ready. That'll do it for our look at the upcoming matchup this weekend between Penn State and Maryland. I'm Thomas Ryan Carr for Blue White Illustrated.